Hi Scorpio, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your first week of December read. Remember, these are general messages, guys. Take what resonates, throw out the rest, and don't try to make it fit if it doesn't fit. So I'm going to be doing 2 Celtic cross spreads, one for you and one for someone that you're dealing with. So that could be an intimate partner, a business partner, colleague, family member, friend. Doesn't matter. All right. Things a little different each time. So we're going to do the light seers for your first. You're going to be the first Celtic cross spread. Messages Scorpio needs to understand. Guys, remember, you're still going to be working with the shadow of this lunar eclipse in Gemini for the first week, right? Because we have this post and pre and post shadow. So remember, try not to make any huge decisions, anything like that, right? Because remember, with the eclipse, we don't know all the information yet. So you can, at least incubate an idea or get going on an idea in your mind. Think about Page of Cups. We have some newness going on here. Some newness with the lunar eclipse. And you guys have it, Scorpio risings have it in the 8th house, and the 8th house has to do with other people. So it's like your partner's money you get from other, maybe like an institution, a mortgage, an insurance payout, any kind of legal settlement. So there's a new beginning because there's an ending of something that's going on here. What else is 8th house? 8th house is intimacy. It's very much a we house, right? It's not a me house, it's a we house. So it's how do you guys communicate with your partner? How do you share your money? How do you share your intimacy? How do you share yourselves, right? That's it's a big house, the 8th house. It also rules the stock market. It rules anything cyclical, investments, anything like that. And it is, by the way, it is your house. So I did discuss this in great detail in the lunar eclipse video that I just put out the other day. If you want to check that out, I explain the astrology that's going on right now a lot more in detail. But let's just get into the energies of what's going on. All right, I am loving some of these energies here. We got the world surrounding you. At the Queen, loving it, Scorpio. All right, coming into this energy, you're trying to just make something happen, trying to work something out in whatever part of your life you're going to resonate with this in, right? Because the Magician is about focused creativity, turning visions into reality, inspired action. Getting a very Geminian vibe here. I can tell you this is it's a Mercury energy, and Mercury does rule Gemini, but it also rules Scorpio, Virgo rather. So when we talk about the Magician, everybody talks about the Magician being this alchemical energy and how, making something happen in order to allow something to come into fruition. Well, what does that even mean? But if you think about it from the point that the Magician is Mercury, and Mercury rules the 3rd and 6th house. So the 3rd house is all about communication and learning, because Gemini is the 3rd house. It's the student. It's also siblings. It's also your neighborhood, short distance travel, but all modes of communication, all methods of communication. So writing, singing, anything like that, anything online, anything like that. But so we have that in the 3rd house. And then the 6th house with the Virgo. Virgo is about your health, mental, physical, and emotional. It's also your day-to-day work environment and your day-to-day experience in general. Right? Even it has to do with your colleagues, people you work with and for, your physical environment and work. But again, not everyone works. So it is your day-to-day experience. So when we have the 3rd house blending with the 6th house, it's learning new ways of communicating maybe for work, or learning new ways of understanding something so that you don't feel so anxious or depressed, or that your relationship is better, or whatever it is, right? So what's alchemical is the blending of these 2 houses, the 3rd and 6th house with the Magician. And that's how we make things happen. So I see you guys trying to make something happen. There was something that you were trying to bring into fruition, trying to figure something out, figure out that relationship, figure out how to buy that house, how to buy that business, figure out something having to do with work, that family connection, right? Whatever it is, maybe something going on with one of your siblings, something going on in your community. All right, so now the current energies right now, we have the Page of Cups, which is great, as the Page of Cups indicates, for many of you, if you're open to love or if you're in that space, it could indicate a new relationship. But it's also a new, it's a new stage in something. Okay, because Page is the youngest of the court, so there's this newness. So this could be a new opportunity for work, new opportunity in relationship, a new friendship, whatever it is, but there's newness here. And there's a giving of self, a voluntary giving of self. And what's crossing it is the Ten of Swords. So what this tells me is something ended. There was a complete ending to something. Something hit rock bottom. It could have been painful. It doesn't have to be, right? With the Ten of Swords can just simply be like, that doesn't even make sense for me anymore. You know what I mean? Like, because this is it's a Mercury and Virgo energy. So, you know, it's basically, and Mercury rules Virgo, right? And Mercury is everything that I just explained about the Magician. But Virgo is all about problem solving. Right? Virgo's that hermit. It's a problem-solving energy. It's about you taking these ideas and saying, how much sense does it make for me to even try to continue doing this relationship, this whatever it is. It's you know, either maybe somebody ended it or you ended it. It doesn't matter, but it's almost to this point where it's like, that's it. What's done is done. And that's such an eclipse energy. So you understand, like, the 8th house energies for you guys who are rising signs anyway. Remember, we have to go by rising signs when we talk about house placements. It's, you know, something kind of reached its expiration date in your life, okay? And so one way or another, where there's needs to be a release, right? And then something else comes in to replace it. So there's always a gift that ends up coming in from it. Now the crowning energy is the moon. So there might, again, it could be confusing energy. There's no question, right? Because the moon is about unseen issues, right? This is also about voluntary changes. At the same time, trusting your intuition. And as I always say with the moon energy, it could be a little confusing because you may feel like you don't have all the information, right? In astrology, the moon is the ruler of Cancer, right? But in tarot, it's actually connected to the Pisces energy. And what is Pisces? Pisces is the oldest water energy. It's the deepest water energy. And it's like, kind of think about like this endless ocean, right? It's the subconscious. It's the mystic elements of life, the mystical elements of life. So we might not see everything. Now, the challenge here, though, with the moon energy, which I love, by the way, right? I mean, it's just... It's a beautiful emotional vibe, which is great, but it also rules. When I said it rules Cancer, Cancer is that 4th house. The 4th house is the stories that we tell ourselves. So you always want to make sure that you're based in reality with whatever you're trying to do. That you're just make sure your feet are based in reality. Do the best that you can. It's hard to do that when you don't have all the information because you're like, I don't know, I think this is reality. I'm really not sure. But you want to make sure, temper your expectations and just make sure that they're realistic, I guess is more of what I wanted to say. So the foundation here is we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So I like this a lot better than in the upright. Sometimes, guys, the reversals are a lot better. This is a new job, perhaps a new home, hope returning, recovering from something, getting over something, feeling more connected, not feeling so alone, not feeling so isolated, recognizing support that you have around you if you've been questioning it. So I do like that. Fabulous 4 of Wands energy is your psychology right now. This is the honeymoon card. This is about foundation, somebody coming home. Or you going home? I mean, it's like a homecoming energy. This is a celebratory vibe. Friends, family, just feeling connected. Definitely an energy for reunions. Guys, for those of you who are looking to reunite with someone or something, meaning it doesn't have to only be in intimate relationships. This could be a reunion of, maybe you're seeing old friends. Maybe you're seeing a family member you haven't seen in a long time. Maybe you're deciding to go back to that job. But whatever it is, it's going to incite a feeling of a stronger foundation within you, which is really beautiful. And I always say with the reunion energies, if you're getting back into a relationship, if you're going back to that friendship, whatever it is, that you're not a puppet. So you're not being forced to do something. But what this lets you know is that the energy is going to be available and it's going to be lighter. Even though it does feel so heavy right now, there is going to be this definite lightening up as we go through December for you to enjoy that. And oh my gosh, we got the world. Listen, you're dealing with somebody in your life, or there is some sort of situation that has been completed, because this is the energy surrounding you. Now, this could be the energy of a person that you're dealing with or a situation, but this is all about completion of a goal, completion of a lesson, and moving on for those beautiful Saturnian blessings, because this is a Saturn energy. And there's a reason why we say the world is the most positive card in the deck, even though it's a Saturn energy, because even though Saturn is a bitch and a half to work through, I mean, you know, it takes, there's time, a lot of time involved to go through Saturn lessons, because Saturn is like age, restriction, delay, you know, laws, you know, needing to do things a certain way, right? Saturn rules Capricorn. It's all about like rules and regulations, and you can't do this now, and no, that's not working, right? But it's getting through all of that bad karma, all the restrictions, all the delays, all the knocking your head against the wall a million times, and then you finally reaching a point where something is finally cracking and it's finally working and the light is coming in, and that thing that was a problem is completed. But this is the energy surrounding you, Scorpio. So this could be maybe just something lightening up around you, or somebody that you're dealing with is suddenly realizing maybe what they've been doing. Right? It's like this epiphany, and it's like finally we could finally move forward in something in a healthier way than we have been. Now, what is your fear? Your fear is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is about, this tells me that you're afraid of something having to do with boundaries, and there's a fear surrounding your gumption and your ability to be persistent in something. So maybe, you know, that relationship, that job, whatever it is, maybe you're afraid of either someone not wanting to go the long haul. Maybe you're afraid that you won't want to go the long haul in that job, in that relationship, meaning not that your desire is not there, but you're afraid that whatever goodness is going to be experienced won't last, kind of thing. Okay, this is not a bad, it's a good energy, but it's in your fear position. So this tells me that, you know, but I understand that, especially if you get in the World's card surrounding you, something has been very challenging, and you're just like, all right, I hope everybody can like stay in their lane. I hope that I could maintain my boundaries. I hope they can maintain their boundaries. I hope I want to just still be doing this. I hope they want to still be doing whatever this is, right? Now, the near future, we have the Queen of Cups, and this is a very nurturing, supportive, healing energy. So something, whatever challenges you've been going through, there's just going to be this lightening up. So the healing could be just be on a personal level. It could be within a relationship. You could get a job and just be healing that way. That could be the general energetic influence, or it could be somebody coming in and saying, you know, let me help you out. It could certainly be that. But either way, it's just a beautiful, healing, supportive is really what I want to get to here. It's beautiful. Very nice. And then we have the final outcome is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about, you know, ideas are incubating here, right? And so it does seem like there is this idea here of not fully disclosing something, but not because there's malice involved, but because maybe you don't have all the information. Because this is about trusting yourself, right? But it's about not revealing everything. There are secrets identified here. There's this sort of like mysterious sort of element that you might be vibing from somebody else, or this might be you. Again, not a bad thing. It's not, right? I mean, this is the moon, right? This is connected to the moon in tarot. So everything that I said for the moon would apply here. You very much sort of, there's a lot of under the surface stuff going on here. Not everything is rising up to the top. Might be because you don't even know, because we can't recognize what we can't see just yet. So there can definitely be that kind of energy where things might be going really great. Now you just want to be careful of not negatively manifesting something is really what I want to say. But remember, thoughts become things, right? So you want to try to stay positive, try to stay open. Because as a little aside, and I'm not going to do this video probably for another week or two, but we have this age of Aquarius coming in the 3rd week of December. On the 21st, we have a lot of energy going on, and it's so important for all of us as we enter this next phase of our life to stay as positive and as open as we possibly can as we're going into the end of December. It really is so important. Like if we're feeling very bitter and angry about something, or if we're feeling really scared, I'm seeing all good stuff here. So, but if you're afraid, like, oh, but what if it doesn't last, that kind of energy, figure out why. And see if you can have that conversation, or get to the bottom of why you might be feeling really insecure and vulnerable about something, because you don't want it to end up being like an energetic issue later on. Of course, these things always depend on what else you have in your chart, right? It's illogical to think, you're not just Scorpio, right? You're many other things. So, but this is for the Scorpio energy that you have. That's a beautiful, beautiful reading for you, for where you're at. So let's see what's happening with this person that you're dealing with. Ooh, Strength card. Maybe you're dealing with a Leo. Okay, let me get the 3 of Pentacles. Very nice. Wheel of Fortune as the crowning. Daughter of Wands. Very good. Okay. 4 of Wands. In the recent past. 4 of Swords. Okay. You and somebody are just all kinds of concerned. All kinds of scared. It's okay. It looks good though. I'm not worried about it. I'm not. There's fear here though. I just want to say we have the 4 of Wands, which is beautiful, right? It's everything that I mentioned before. You got it too. This is coming into this energy. So you will probably you reunited with somebody, or it's like you feel like, even from a metaphorical perspective, they feel like they've come home. So they've come home to. Now I want to explain what I'm feeling. Even if you've been in a relationship for a really long time, a friendship, a family connection for a long time, if you and someone else, or you in a situation, even if you've been, maybe you were feeling distant for a while, or you were feeling out of sync from each other, or anything like that. The 4 of Wands could definitely be like a coming home from an energetic perspective, even if you've been together every day. That can be for some of you. For others of you, maybe you guys just got engaged, or you reunited after having not been together for a while. So the current situation for them, again, is the Strength card. Beautiful. Leo energy. I love this. This is about self-love, unconditional love, self-respect, feeling really willing and brave, courageous to do something. Because it's a Leo energy also, which is the 5th house, it's about falling in love, it's about romance, it's about connecting on a Monday through Sunday, it's about creativity. This could also have a lot to do with children, your children, the idea of having children, anything like that. And then we have this with the 3 of Pentacles, which is just a beautiful Mars and Capricorn energy. This is about building, teamwork, collaboration, really getting on the same page as you work towards building something, right? I always call this the architect card. So think about what an architect does. Is comes in and draws the blueprints and says, here, contractor, build this. This is where we're going. And this is, this person, this energy that you're dealing with, this is really positive, whether you are in relationship or whether you are in career. Really nice. Crowning energy, fabulous Jupiter energy, Wheel of Fortune. This is about a turning point. There is a turning point in a situation that's going to require a little bit of taking a chance. And they know this. This is, I think, where the fear comes in a little bit, though. I'm not saying that they're not going to do something, but there might be this fear, which that's part of the human condition. It would be illogical to think otherwise, right? If you reach a turning point and you know you have to take a chance on something, you could be cautiously optimistic and all of that, but it would be silly to say that there's not this element of courage that's necessary, right? And so we have these two ideas of courage here. And we have this working with the Daughter of Wands, which would be equivalent to the Page of Wands. So with this is about just a very creative idea. This is some sort of new project. This is moving forward in some sort of new job. Really great. So somebody definitely wants to move forward in something here with you. This could absolutely be a new relationship coming in. Now, the only thing I want to say is when we have the Daughter or the Page energy, right? I want you to understand it one of two ways and see how it resonates with you, because there can be this idea of newness. Again, because it's a Page energy, and Page is the young'un of the court. So it could be a new cycle. This could literally be a new job, literally be a new relationship. But this can also indicate immaturity. So you want to, and that's going to resonate with each of you differently. Like the person here that you're dealing with, they may be kind of immature regarding a certain situation. All right. So it could be that, or it could just be that there's this new cycle being incited right now, which is going to resonate with a lot of you just because of, what's going on in the astrology. A lot of us are feeling this opening of a new door in our lives. So you are in the Four of Swords energy, and the Four of Swords right now, forgive me. This is about resting and just sort of pulling back and being in solitude and really doing some beautiful thinking. I always like to say with this, because this is a Jupiter in Libra energy. Libra is an air energy, even though it's ruled by Venus. Jupiter expands whatever it's in. Libra is about the 7th house of partnerships. So this is to do with marriage partnerships, business partnerships, very close friendships, very close family connections, anyone who we have a shared soul purpose with, right? Jupiter, the rule Sagittarius, is all about luck and expansion, moving forward with integrity. So it's this idea that's being focused in their mind regarding your connection. And how can they make it even better? How can this situation work? They're very focused on bringing themselves luck and expansion in this area of their life, feeling good about being in the relationship with you, loving you, being loved. If it has to do with money, they're thinking about how can we make more money for our business? How can we do even better? How can we expand ourselves? That kind of thing. So they might be thinking about how can they make more money? How could they develop the relationship more? But there is this element of introspection here with the Four of Wands, because it's about resting in order to renew. But in that rest and renewal, these are the thoughts that are circulating. Now, surrounding them, this could be you, or this just could be a general energetic influence, is the Two of Pentacles. And this does indicate needing to weigh some options. Maybe having two choices. Now, again, this is not them really feeling it. They may be feeling like you have two choices, or there being two ideas that are sort of circulating around them. Okay. Also, they might be viewing you as somebody who's an incredible multitasker, who's always got a lot of things going on, Two of Pentacles can be a busy energy because it is about multitasking, but it is also about needing to weigh options, right? Now, for some of you, some of you, the person that you're dealing with might feel like in their mind, they're an option for you. And that might be also something that they're thinking about, like, how does that make me feel? And that could certainly just be, because this has to do with their psychology. So this could certainly just be like a fear, a concerned, something that they're vibing, right, on an energetic level. But their straight up fear here is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, so they might be afraid that, to get married, or afraid you're not going to get married, afraid of something having to do with the family. Ten of Pentacles is a very family vibe, right? It's about legacy, it's about inheritance. They might be worried, but you might also be dealing with somebody who's in the space of their life where they're thinking about retiring, and they're very concerned about that. They're afraid. They're very concerned. Maybe they're afraid of taking that step. It could have something to do with that. It could have something to do with just being able to build their wealth. It could certainly have something to do with that. Or it could just be feeling concerned about, or worried, fearing how you guys communicate, how you guys connect in a family way, right? So it's like this long haul energy. So I feel like there's just some insecurity there, a little bit of vulnerability. But in the near future, we have the Hermit. So the Hermit is a Virgo energy, and this is about going deep, right? With them going within for some sort of clarity, them being on a quest for their personal truth, their spiritual illumination, just really being in this space, for trying to figure out what it is that they want. Now, if you guys are in a relationship and you're in a bad space, this can indicate them feeling like they need to go it alone for a minute, right? Just to kind of pull back. They can feel that. That can certainly happen. It could be the same idea with the job, right? This could mean maybe, you know, the decision to actually leave something, so that, you know, they might be deciding here. They're very focused on building and creativity. Again, when we have the Strength card, it's Leo, 5th house, about creativity. It's about really focusing on what somebody wants. And with the build, the 3 of Pentacles, very much I want to build myself energy. So they may be making the decision to leave some sort of job, or this could be them making a decision to take a break from the relationship, or it doesn't have to be any of those things. It could just be that they're very, very deeply introspective, and they may not be talking to anybody about what it is that they're feeling right now. But the final outcome is the 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles is really being able to make money here, right? Being very self-sufficient and feeling really good about it. Making financial gains in their life as well, and also focusing on what they really need as well. But there is this idea of like saving money, trying to but at the same time, them being in a space where it's like they're doing pretty well, they have a little extra money left over. But I do feel like a lot of this concern that they have could have to do with finances. For some of you, others of you, it does have to do with connection. So, for example, like, let's say if this has to do with work, you're dealing with somebody who is just very laser focused on making money and having things, for fear that they're not going to have something. And not that they're not allowing the fear to drive them so much as, no, it really is about wanting the security, right? Really wanting that security. And having the money, though, a little left over, right? This is leading up to the 10 of Pentacles, right? So it's like accumulating either money, so that the business could be open, so that the house can be bought, so that the marriage could be had, so that the child could be had, whatever it is. Or it's actually really focusing on building that connection, right? Working up to that 10 of Pentacles energetic connection, right? So it could definitely be like working on the situation, working on the business, working on the relationship, whatever the connection is. So there's definitely like a working on something element. And I do see that they're trying very hard to figure out what is their best path. They definitely want to be with you. There's a lot of passion here. But there's concern, and I definitely see a little bit of vulnerability. But they're thinking very critically about whatever the situation is. Very critically, right? That's that Hermit. And that sounds negative, but it's not. I mean, that's, you know, Virgo is not a negative energy. It's just, you know, there's always, the critical thinking is always to the end points of solving a problem. Okay, so we have Cancer, 4th house. Cancer, 4th house. So you guys might be in the space of thinking about buying a home, selling a home, something to do with a home. Could have something to do with parents as well. Okay, look at this. We have the North Node. North Node is about learning. North Node right now is in Gemini. So, and Gemini is all about communicating. So there's going to be a lot of communication about something having to do with the home. Buying a home, selling a home, moving in, moving out, the relationships within the home. So again, could be having something to do with family, parenting, anything like that. But there is this idea of communicating and needing to learn something new, having to do with that 4th house. Sagittarius, the Voyager. Okay, beautiful. And this is about your personal philosophy, really getting in touch with what it is that you want, need, and desire. Sagittarius is all about our moral code, our moral compass, our personal philosophy. It has to do with higher education. It has to do with teaching, long distance travel, dealing with foreign lands, foreign cultures. So some of you might be thinking about, yeah, very much a movement energy too. I always say about Sagittarius, always has their bags packed at the door. So I feel like a lot of you guys might be moving, or at least having the conversation about moving, or how you feel about moving. It's definitely this movement forward. Talking about going back to school, talking about something. If you guys have a business, you might be talking about the idea that you guys need to advertise yourselves more as well. Part of fortune, beautiful, increase. Whatever's happening here, there's such a movement forward. To get part of fortune, which is all about expanding that which you have. So expanding that relationship, growing the business, growing, you know, that family connection, that friendship, whatever it is. Sagittarius, because it's about moving forward with integrity, and then we have the part of fortune with increase, the North Node energy, which is all about learning and becoming, right? The North Node is really very much about becoming. And we have it with this Cancer 4th house energy. I mean, that's all about being grounded, being rooted, feeling safe, feeling secure. I love this. Scorpio, I feel like you're entering a really, really nice part of your life right now. Is it going to last forever, and is it going to happen overnight? Absolutely not. But definitely expect these energies to start rolling out in the month of December. Not only this week. This week, you're going to feel this on an energetic level. You're going to feel this coming in. Right? But because we're still going to be post-shadow eclipse, you may not be seeing everything pop into reality, but you're going to be feeling it. So good stuff. Absolutely. That's what I have for you, my Scorpio friends. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.